Hello friends, myself Dr. Mukundraj Baburao Patil, late Rameshwar Pudkar, Art Commerce Science College, Sonpet. Today we will discuss about absorption of water. We know that water is present in between the soil particles in the form of capillary water. And this capillary water, it is absorbed by the plant through the root hairs and it is transported to the different plant parts. But how this actual absorption process is carried out, it will be discussed today. Absorption of water, it is of two types, active absorption and passive absorption. No doubt, active absorption and passive absorption, it is differentiated depending upon the energy involvement. Active absorption is the process in which energy is required for the absorption of water, while passive absorption is the process in which energy is not required for water absorption. This active absorption, it is further categorized into osmotic absorption of water and non-osmotic absorption of water. Now we will discuss this absorption phenomenon one by one. In case of osmotic absorption, what happens? The absorption of water, it is taking place following the osmotic rule. We know that there is an osmotic pressure, and that osmotic pressure to the solution, it is due to the dissolved solute, and movement of solvent molecule is always taking place from low osmotic pressure to high osmotic pressure. When concentration of root hair cells is more as compared to the water in the soil, at that time osmotic potential of water in the soil is low as compared to the cell protoplasm. Therefore, water enters from soil to the root hair cell due to the osmotic pressure deficit. Then this root hair cell, it becomes more turgid and its osmotic potential decreases as compared to the neighboring cell, and therefore water, it is transported from that particular root hair cell to its neighboring cell. Simultaneously, its neighboring cell, it becomes, its osmotic potential is larger as compared to this cell. Therefore, water again enters to the neighboring cell. In this way, water is absorbed by the root hairs or root hair cells from the soil, and then it is transported or it is carried up to the xylem tissue. Thus, in case of osmotic absorption of water, water is absorbed by following, but sometimes osmotic potential of protoplasm is low as compared to the water in the soil. In this case also, there is an absorption of water, which is against the rule of osmosis, and it requires energy. This energy is generally provided by the ATP generated during the respiration process. As this water absorption, it is taking against the rule of osmosis, it is known as non-osmotic absorption. Different evidences have been given to demonstrate that particular non-osmotic absorption, that is, water is absorbed more when the rate of respiration is maximum. Another thing, the substances which inhibit respiration also reduces the absorption of water. In case of oxygen deficient soil, the wilting of crop is common due to the reduced water absorption. These are the certain evidences which supports this view. In case of passive absorption, there is a least role of the root cells, because generally this water is absorbed due to the suction pressure which is created in the leaves at the time of transpiration. During transpiration, the water is lost in the form of water vapors through the stomata. Due to that, a pressure gets created on the water column present in the xylem tissue, and this pressure, it continues up to the root hairs or up to the root cells of the plant, and that particular pressure, it is responsible for absorption of water from the surrounding area of the root. In this way, there is no any kind of energy involved in the absorption of water, and therefore this process, it is known as passive absorption. How this pressure is created and how the properties of water are responsible for this particular absorption, it will be discussed more in case of transpiration pool theory. But here only remember one thing, that the force involved in the absorption of water, it is suction pressure which is created due to the transpiration process, and this force, it is generated in the leaves, and it is affecting up to the root cells. Thus, there are three different types of mechanism of water absorption, that is osmotic water absorption, non-osmotic water absorption, and passive water absorption. Any one of these mechanism, it is not totally implemented, but combination of all these mechanisms is responsible for absorption of water. Thank you.